Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. So glad you could attend. Come inside as we take a look at A Cadaver Christmas. Now, it's brought to us by director Joe Zerul, and it tells us the story of the janitor who, on Christmas Eve, while working, is witnessing an outbreak of zombies at the university he works at. Well, with the help that he enlists from a couple of bar patrons, as well as a cop and his perp, sheriff and a perp, they go to the university and help save the world from an outbreak of zombies. Yes, and we see the gory events unfold from there. Folks, this is definitely a Christmas present for the horror film fan out there, okay? If you don't, and you don't just have to like zombie films to like A Cadaver Christmas. Now, the janitor, played by Daniel Rardon Hale, is brilliant, okay? He plays this borderline of just not taking it quite over the top to the point of too cheesy, but he does bring enough of that cheesy overzealousness that you want in a character in a film like this, okay? The characters that surround him also are very interesting and fairly unique for a zombie horror film, if you will, horror comedy, if you will. I love the drunk guy. At first I thought he was just kind of a shtick type of thing going on, but as the movie goes on you find out, no, that is character. He stays that character throughout, and he adds some great moments to the film, and I really loved him, especially a scene with him and an unconscious janitor, which you just have to see, because it's just directed brilliantly. Okay, and you've got some other great performances in here as well. You had Yosh Hayashi, who played Sam, the sheriff, and him and his perp. There was some great chemistry there. In fact, there's some great chemistry between all the cast members. The dialogue comes at you. It's nice banter. It seems to move along great. You know, it doesn't seem like there's some lines in there thrown on purpose. And even the characters, there's some self-awareness to the kind of ridiculousness of the situation that they ended up being in with zombies. Okay, the directing and editing is great. The story is solid. It's a fun zombie film. I loved the backstory and explanation they gave for the zombies, which you don't always get in a film of this nature, so I'm glad they spent some time there as well. And it leads all up to a climax between the janitor and his friends versus the zombies that you have to see to believe. It's just fantastic. And folks, you'll never look at a mop the same way again. I loved A Cadaver Christmas, folks. It's definitely going to be a Christmas classic for the horror fans out there. It is a present that you need to put under the tree, and how can you do that? Well, it is out for distribution too. So it's showing you that some independent films do get to distribution, and you can see them. Video on demand, PS3, or you go to your local media retailer. The disc should be there. It is worth your time if you're a fan of zombie films, if you're a fan of horror films, and you're just looking for a nice Christmas tale that doesn't involve sugar plum fairies, okay? This is going to be a classic, right up there with Rudolph and Frosty, though I don't think Rudolph ever took off the head of a zombie with his antlers or Frosty with his mop, though if they did, they would be in Cadaver Christmas. And that'll about do it for us here in the final cut. Till next time, keep that ticket stub.